Do you have a favorite cricket scene?
Cricket scene? Yeah.
There's gotta be one
100%.
somewhere.
Yeah, so many. There's like really good one. There's one movie in called Chain Kuli Ki Man Kuli. I will pay you $10 to
Nope.
see you struggle to pronounce
Nope.
it.
Nope. That's not going on the internet.
Welcome to In Between the Scenes.
Podcast where movie-loving friends dive deep into films that we love, films that we hate, this one, and movies that we love to hate. We're going to break down the hits, of which this movie has a lot, the misses, of which there are tons, and everything in between, which there's very little of. I'm
Sparsh.
I'm Oliver.
Let's dive into our first Jennifer Hughes dystopian young adult book adaptation, The Darkest Minds.
Darkest Minds.
Oh, the premise of the movie is fantastic.
Solid. Well, it's based on a book. And do you know anything about the books?
No, but when I found out that it is based on a book, it made more sense that how bad it is. Tell me about the book. No.
I didn't care enough.
Like your Percy Jacksons, your Maze Runners,
and it has that feel.
It is 100% that feel,
yeah.
right? You have those kids who are gonna go, they're gonna go on an adventure, find out, experience, and then you have this like whole new sci-fi world that you can explore.
And they don't really pull punches, you know. People die. People get fucked up. They're hitting kids. They got kids in camps getting separated from their families. They're shooting the guards at the end, shooting each other, and then the mind control and the almost rape scene. Like, you know, they're playing with some mature. Do you know what it was rated? Probably 13. It wouldn't have been rated R, so it's gonna be rated PG-13.
PG-13, yeah, for sure. They have kids.
Yeah.
I imagine like.
And so did Game of Thrones.
I mean, it makes sense that they wait for kids to be older to work with them, to be 18 plus.
Yeah.
Right? Because I imagine laws for working with younger kids is way more strict. You can't have them work for like, say, 18 hours for a day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also you've got to probably limit the type of content, like how far you're able to push certain sex scenes or sexual concepts.
Yeah.
Sexual dynamics.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen, well, not super bad. There's a movie that Seth Rogen made with some like 3 kids. And.
Super bad.
No. Seth Rogen did not make. Did he make Superbad?
No,
I don't
but
think so.
Movie with 3 kids.
I think they're way more movie. Like 3 Idiots, the 3 Musketeers.
Alright, fair. A Seth Rogen movie with 3 kids?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
If I find out the name, I can let you know. But yeah, they have kids with like dildos and all, and like those are like actually not like barely teenagers.
Mm-hmm. Well, they had like you know, Sandlot, but that was back in the day. Times were a little bit different. That was a good movie. You saw Sandlot?
Sandlot?
Yeah.
No.
Oh my god, that's a very good classic. It's like I don't know what it would be, maybe early 90s, and it's just like kids playing baseball. But it's like the childhood baseball movie. It's like Goonies for baseball.
My favorite
Goonies.
Do you have a favorite baseball scene?
Baseball scene?
Yeah.
And like
any movie you're like, oh, I watched this movie and this had like a baseball related thing. And
how about a real life scene of Derek Jeter diving into the stands to catch a ball? But we were watching the Yankee game the other night and they were replaying that. But a favorite baseball scene.
Did they win?
They did win.
Nice.
Yeah, they won.
New York's on fire right now in sports.
Yeah. Well, Mike's been following sports really heavily, and I'm doing that. No, I can't think of a favorite. Do you have a favorite cricket scene?
Cricket scene? Yeah.
There's got to be one.
100%. Yeah, so many. There's like really good one. There's one movie called Chain Kuli Ki Man Kuli. I will pay you $10 to see you struggle to pronounce it.
Nope. That's not going on the internet. I'll do it after the podcast.
Okay. We should start a Patreon.
Teaching me Hindi.
Yeah.
So it's called.
Always saying Hindi slurs. $10 a month you can. But so it's the whole movie. The premise of the movie is like there's this kid who's an orphan, and he gets adopted by this guy who's like playing for the Indian national cricket team. This kid, he has this bat that he believes is magical. So every time he plays, before playing, he's like Chen Kuliki, Men Kuli, Men Kuliki.
I'm sure that's not as funny in India, but
No, it is.
Is it? Okay. Alright, so I'm not racist.
Well, we'll leave that up to you.
You said it with a smile. Watch the tape. Is
but-
the bat actually magic?
Hmm?
Is the bat magic?
That's the whole movie, and the whole like story and the message behind the movie is like the magic is not in the bat, the magic is in you.
Let me guess. It's the biggest game of the season or whatever, and the bat breaks. He has to get up and hit the game-winning run, and he does it anyway. Yeah.
That's movie magic.
Yeah. Movie
That
magic
is pretty
right
much
there.
it.
Okay.
That is 100% it. So
Yeah.
What movie was it?
Nah.
But I have a favorite baseball scene. Have you seen the Richie Rich movie? Oh man, it's like really old. I think it was Calvin. The guy who's the kid who plays?
Klein.
No. Stop thinking about men's underwear all the time.
Sorry, you said kids and no.
I got it.
That's not going in there.
You've been
That's
bamboozled.
not going in there.
Welcome
no
to
way.
Catch a Predator.
I don't like this.
Okay.
I'm doing the editing on this one.
Like all delete. Okay.
Just isolate that 30-second clip and post it in 10 different places on the internet daily.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Until it goes viral.
No. Okay, so what was it called? You were gonna say a baseball thing.
Calvin.
Richie Rich.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
the guy
yeah,
from.
yeah.
Who's the kid from Home Alone?
Kevin McAllister. No, that's the name of the kid in. Oh.
Yeah, that's.
But what's his real name?
We can ask Google because he's like Jesus.
Macaulay Culkin.
He knows it all.
It's Macaulay Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
He's in there. And basically.
Oh, is he? He's the fucking rich kid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never seen it, but I've seen clips of it.
Oh, this movie is great.
Tell that to its 27% Rotten Tomatoes score.
Cause
It's about as good as fucking Holmes and Watson.
So.
It's better actually.
Yeah, they were 15. This is probably also not gonna be that good. Yeah. And but you know, I was listening to what's his name? Howard? No, not Howard Mandel. No. Who's the
Howard Stern.
Howard Stern? I mixed the two judges. Howard Stern. He was doing a podcast with Jamie Foxx.
Okay.
And Jamie Foxx is talking about because Jamie Foxx has like a lot of stories about when he was up and coming. A lot of these big stars were up and coming. And when he was established, after that also he had like a lot of stars like Robert Downey Jr., Ed Sheeran, all these others who like kind of came and stayed in his place or were with him in some vicinity. And he talked about.
Was he throwing Diddy parties?
No, I don't think so. But he talked about how Jim Carrey was at his house and he was showing him a clip of the movie he had just finished working on, and it was Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. Right? And
you watched that pretty recently, right?
Yeah, I watched the second one recently and then watched the first one a bit ago. But something he was mentioning to Howard was, I told Jimmy that the critics are not gonna love it, right? And because they don't get it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right? Like if you go on like Rotten Tomatoes and you actually look at the comments that are there, I think some of them are very justified.
Mm-hmm.
But then you get like I was reading a comment about this movie, like The Darkest Minds, and it was like, oh well, they had the scene of them like being shot in the shopping mall, and I think showing like a shopping place in a post-apocalyptic world is not right. And it's like,
Fuck
bro,
you. What do you mean? That's the best. Where you go. The best scene in fucking Zombieland is when they go to the goddamn store and they destroy. That's the one place I want to go in a fucking post-apocalyptic or dystopian. Fuck you.
Right. So
find the name of that guy and go cyberplay. Don't do that. That's bad.
Yeah. No. I know where he lives.
Yeah,
not here. But yeah, I think definitely I so agree with him about the fact that these scores are so misleading. Because this movie, probably, do you want to guess the Rotten Tomato score for this one?
I know. I do know. I would love not knowing the score and having had watched it, but when I was just checking it randomly and I saw the score is what made me go and watch it. Because it did what I like Rotten Tomatoes to do sometimes, which is show really. I'm not going to say anything. Do you know the score?
It's no. I think I'm gonna guess. If last week was 10,
it should have been.
I think I hated this so much more.
Yeah.
This is way.
Oh, it was a way worse movie.
I had no fun at it. I want to say. I'm gonna go. We're doing. Oh, we do 2 scores, right? I'm gonna go critics. Probably like 30 and audience 70. Because I can see 2018 being like a year where people are like, let's go.
You know what I'm thinking is, I'm trying to wonder. So I think it had, from what I remember, it was like a 1770 or something. So you were really close on the audience score. Were we able to find out what it was exactly?
70.
And I want to see that spread. Sometimes that spread, it tells you something. I was able to go into the movie and say, okay, this isn't going to be a very good movie, but it'll probably be enjoyable because it has it has that type of spread. But this movie, yeah, right there.
Yeah, 1570.
1570?
Nice.
Yeah. This, and what was Holmes and Watson, like 1025 or something like that?
Yeah.
So this shouldn't. That's not okay. I don't buy that. I think that's bullshit. Holmes and Watson was a much more enjoyable movie than this was.
100%.
And was like, you go into it, but you know what? This does have a fan base. This is based off a book, so this might have been supported by a fan base. That was happy to see. I mean, and it's also for a younger audience.
This movie has a big enough fan base that it actually made money.
Did it really?
Yeah.
I was wondering what the investment into the movie was going to be.
It was like 34 million.
Yeah.
To make this.
That's okay, sure.
Right. No big actors.
No.
Really.
No big actors, but enough budget, and they did some stuff.
Right.
Fucking fire breathers. We'll get there.
Shot out in Atlanta, so not that expensive either.
Mm-hmm. And they didn't have too many big city scenes. A lot of it was on back roads.
They used a mall.
Yeah.
There's like a mall in Atlanta, and it's supposed to be like a shutdown, rundown mall, and they used like the area around it and inside of it to like shoot most of it. Which really made me wonder, like, how often do you think, like, when malls shut down, do they leave like groceries just in there?
Oh, they don't leave groceries. I mean, probably I would say there's probably some environmental code that makes sure that you can't do that.
Take out stuff,
right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure probably most of those stores clean their shit out, right? Like, malls are going to get abandoned, but businesses aren't just going to leave their products behind, right? They'll close down,
But I guess it makes sense in like a dystopian time.
Pardon?
It makes sense in a dystopian time that people left in a rush and they left things in the mall.
Oh yeah, totally. And it's like, sure. I think it makes more sense in a dystopian film where there's like a rapid collapse of society, whereas this was much more of a like drawn out type of societal collapse. And I think that was one of my biggest issues with the movie is, and I haven't fully thought about it, but the fact that they don't really expand on the fact that seemingly overnight or maybe over a year or two, there were just no more kids. And was this a global phenomenon? How does it happen? Where did it come from? Right? Like, they're sending kids to camps and there's been no type of resistance from parents. Like, but we get a scene of the president, saying we're going to fight for our kids and everything, but the only images that we get shared of are kids being stripped from their families, thrown in a prison, getting the shit beat out of them. It's like no parental visitation.
And killed if they're orange.
And killed if they're orange. It's like, yeah, and like where are the fucking human rights violations? Like, the only reason that any of that made sense for the main character is because she wipes herself from her parents' memory.
By mistake.
By mistake, but there's no reason for her parents to pursue her, right? So they're kind of able to cut that, like, tie to her past.
Yeah.
And then it develops, 10 years later in the future. So, I don't know. I found that a little, like, cheap.
And then they don't cut it completely away because she still thinks about her family every day since she's been a kid. And then she goes back and then she's standing at the door. For some reason, she imagines everything in her head. And you know what's even more annoying? That whole scene that she's imagining, it's narrated by not in her voice. It's so annoying with this, like,
voice.
It's just random narrator voice.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it? I didn't pick up on
And it was so frustrating because I was like, bro, why? You have this person you're paying. And my guess is that, they probably had like a really bad cut. And they were like, we can't use this. And we just use like...
And they had to fix it in post-production or something,
something like that. Because it really was upsetting. And she goes in and then she just imagines, oh, my parents won't take me in. And then she just leaves and runs away. It's like weird. There were a lot of discrepancies in like the show. For example, when we were talking about the van, the blue van, right? Yeah. And then they get away.
Shout out to van life, by the way.
That's a jean van.
A jean van?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair.
It's a tailoring company.
And so they get away from the fucking Dodge Charger or something?
Yeah.
That was chasing them? Yeah.
And then Liam...
Well, she caught up pretty quickly.
It's a Dodge. It's a van. You know how many Indians buy a Dodge when they come to Canada?
Is it a big thing?
It's like Mustangs and things. I don't know why, but it is like a thing. Because we don't have Mustangs out there, huh?
Poor taste.
Poor taste, probably. I mean,
is it a big cultural thing? I don't know. Maybe it's really big in Western media. It's a popular car.
It is. I mean, Bumblebee is Camaro.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Bumblebee's Camaro. It's in cop show. It's a police car.
Yeah.
It's a strong muscle car.
I think that's the thing. It is
shown as fast.
It is like
American
a strong muscle. I think that's what Fast and the Furious introduced us to like muscle cars, and then you're like, that's too expensive. That's too unreasonable. Okay, let's find like a middle car. Okay, Ford Mustang.
Yeah, sure.
Let's order like 500 of these.
That makes sense.
And but I've never been into cars, and now that I've recently kind of like learned how to drive. I think categorically, I would prefer a vehicle that is not loud.
I gotta say, I heard that's an interesting take. Elaborate.
If I'm spending even $100,000 on a car, and then the moment I get into it,
so, but yes.
Yeah.
Go on.
That's
You just want to do that. You want to do it.
Yeah,
It looked kind of fun. So I'm walking through the street the other day, and I hear a Tesla. Kind of just driving up beside me, and it really does just sound like a UFO. Like it's not really. Did you ever see the Dilemma, where it's Vince Vaughn and Kevin James, and they're business partners who are trying to make this is like 10 years ago maybe, and they're trying to make an American muscle car, but they want to make it electric, but they want it to sound like a gas engine with a heavy rev, and that's what they're trying to sell. And but the movie's kind of about their business partners, and then Vince Vaughn ends up finding Kevin James's wife cheating on him, and so the dilemma is, do I tell him? How do I? What do I do here? But they were trying to make a car sound really nice. I don't love a car that's too loud, because every single time it's too loud, fuck that guy. I hate that guy. It's so unnecessary. I'm just revving the engine, or exactly, or a bike that's too loud. But I have to say, have you ever been in a car that has one of those engines?
No, I don't think so. No.
Because you feel it, and the loud engine, the sound unnecessary, but when John used to rip around his AMG, and he would just, and you know what, when you pair that sound with the feel, with the acceleration, and you hear that gear shifting, it's like, oh, that's, and I could see myself having a lot of fun in a car like that. Yeah. I wouldn't want that to be like my base car for driving around and stuff, but having it to joyride on some mountain roads or something, and if you're over on the Autobahn or something, that'd be fun. You play F1.
Yeah, I do. And it's in a very safe environment where you can relax.
You play it on mute.
That's probably why I hate it. That's probably why I hate it.
Do you actually play it on mute?
Huh? No.
Oh, okay.
I don't play. That would be crazy. You do need the sound, because you want to know when you're slowing down and increasing when you hear the sound as well. Because I do understand why, and I can imagine why that is fun. But just for me, I've never been somebody who's like, oh man, I'd be thrilled going 100 kilometers an hour on a highway.
That's the normal speed on the highway.
Right? Yeah. Right. Right.
It's actually 120. A lot of it.
Sure.
Yeah. It's supposed to, yeah.
Right, but it's I'm happy at the speed limit, maybe 500. I actually enjoy more when I'm actually way slower, so it's pissing off the guy.
No, I hate that. When they're riding me, it's fun when you've got a nimble little car. The van that I've got is just not that at all, and it's clunky, and fucking, I love it to death. But having a quick car. So I want to go back because you were talking about the scene with her going to her parents, and I feel like I have 4 issues with that scene.
Yes.
Firstly, you're telling me these motherfuckers still live there?
Yeah, right. I was after all this time, talk about still hung up on her.
Come on, that's ridiculous. And 2 minutes before they park under a bridge in an obviously rundown town that's been abandoned, and they go to this beautiful house and they're still there. That's problem number 1. Problem number 2. She never told the fucking guy, Liam, what's his name?
Liam.
Is it Liam? She never told Liam where her house was. She leaves them under the bridge. She runs away. Second of all, she drops the keychain in the street, and he just happens to find that. That's ridiculous. Come on. Then he finds her in the middle of a field after she just ran away for 5 minutes.
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
How many houses? I actually lived at a cul-de-sac in the beginning of the movie when she's being taken away, right?
Okay.
Right, because she's sitting in the garage, and then the doors open, and then you see people in what do you call it, like yellow suits.
Yeah.
But you see buildings around.
Is it a cul-de-sac?
Right.
No
It
shit.
seems like a cul-de-sac, right? Or maybe there's trees, but it's not a field.
Yeah, well, she ran a little, I imagine. But yeah, really, I mean, you're not going to find a field like that in a typical, like, suburb that they were. So that was bullshit. Third of all, he's going to make a move on her after she just, okay, but that's fine, that's whatever. And then fourth of all, is no one going to talk about the fact that she just sent Brienne of Tarth on a fucking death march into the woods? Like, that's just okay?
That's also a scene that I was like, this is stolen. This is stolen from X-Men Wolverine Origins. When the wife at the end, she gets shot by the General Strider.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
and then she grabs her leg and be like, walk till your leg.
That's where I've seen that. Yeah.
And I think there's one or two movies other than that where I've seen, and I was like, that. And the points you made are exactly the points where each time I was like, no, you don't deserve this. I know you're probably a great book, but no, this is bad. I had
lazy filmmaking. It's just like, it's like, you know what it is to me? It's like when you get a product that just has such an obvious flaw, you wonder how it got past like quality control. Right. It's like, or it's like the creator of this product or whoever is the owner of this business has obviously never used this product, because if they had for 2 days, they would know it has this issue.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, how can you watch a movie like this and let that get past, written off on? I mean, that's ridiculous.
Something you mentioned earlier was the lack of like, what do you call it? Like an inwards looking glass you get at the universe itself. There's not a lot of like talking about how the dystopian universe looks like, right?
Yeah.
It's just like this girl and like, why is she so important?
Yeah, well, I mean, she's the only orange. But that's how I felt at the start of it. Like, we're not going to talk about the fact that there's nothing societally outside of the movie. When I was saying, like,
we're the parents.
Yeah, they follow her because of how easily it was for her to cut ties with the rest of the world. She removed herself from the rest of the world by making them forget, so it doesn't matter. We never have to ask the question. But what about everyone fucking else? Right? How's the kid? Yeah. I have a question for you.
Yes.
Did you know that the president's son was going to end up being the bad guy?
The moment he was there, and how shining white he was. like I think out of the whole movie, he was the only perfectly casted person.
He was really well cast.
Right, exactly like this is the president's son. He looked like those. Yeah. You know, a TSU student who's just like, my dad's a lawyer, who's like a trustee at the college, and I'm your classmate. And that's kind of it.
Did you know he was going to be the bad guy?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the moment I saw him being there, when they were like, "Oh, Clancy," and they were like, they had already mentioned like, because President's kid was like, "Oh, if I could be cured, you can be cured." Yeah. Right, and when he was there, I was like, this is bad, very bad. And then just the way they showed like how upsetting things were at like the EDO point, the safe camp, where Clancy was rounding up the kids. Right. He's like, the pepper scene? That is so bad. Why are these peppers? Why not grow the red ones?
Yeah,
you're right.
But yeah, I mean, come on. And speaking of confrontations, the one where Liam comes and he hears the Ruby and Clancy having like a intimate moment, and then she comes back to the tent and they get in a fight. It was such a lazy fucking argument. Like, just, it reminded me of my last relationship.
brother.
Just show up and there's a problem. It's like, what do you mean?
She used to watch movies.
Yeah.
She could fry my brain too.
How did you feel about fire-breathing children?
Okay. First of all, this movie, I know the book doesn't have it, but or probably the book has it more than this movie has it. But this movies need to show more powers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I think it costs a lot of money to have special effects.
No, I think I don't think so. I think to make a big scale studio movie, that's expensive.
34 million.
And then you're going
It's a
to
B-tier movie.
to a super expensive scale. But I'm not talking about like you gotta visually show them fighting and everything. But what you're showing, make it good and show more of it. Like show us more of telekinesis movement, right? Show more electricity, right? Like what's her superpower? I just put my Starlink on her and take her with me.
Yeah, I agree. And and they always have these fucking mistakes where it's like, okay, they have this awesome chase scene with the guy using his powers, right? And he's sending trees into the fucking road, which, by the way, he could have just done that at the fucking start.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that cars are driving over this ripped pavement and they don't have it? Oh, God.
And then it's like it starts with like the wind, and then it comes the leaves, and it's like the people behind them, the good ones, who are like part of the main resistance. What are they called? The something.
Bad guys.
No, they're good guys. They're the ones.
Oh, the
who-
League.
The league,
Yeah.
right? The girl and the guy from the league, and even they're being hit by the leaves and all. And I'm like, how
Well,
are
they
you
thought they were the
driving in
bad guy,
this?
too. But how about this? Stop the car.
Yeah.
Right? He could have used his powers on the fucking car. Like, pop their tires, turn the steering wheel. It's like, oh god. And then he's doing all of this with like just his hand.
Yeah.
And then 10 minutes later, they're having a Twinkie on the side of the road, and it's like, here, have a Twinkie. It's like, oh, that's just so poorly done.
Also, that Twinkie, right? So he takes it, really cool, unwraps it, breaks it in half, gives both pieces to her, and then takes half a piece from her later on.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I didn't catch that.
And I was like, wait, what?
And this is their whole lunch, and they need to sit down on the side of the road to
And
have
you-
a picnic.
And
Yeah.
Twinkie, and it's like, okay, I know the Twinkie's supposed to be like your pop culture reference that, okay, people get it and they kind of relate, this is what kids are eating right now.
It's more of a classical dystopian trope that they never expire. They never go bad, so they're always around in dystopian films because they don't expire.
I don't really get it.
Remember in Zombieland, we should watch it. We should do
Zombieland?
for this.
I'd be happy to do Zombieland. I
Zombieland
love that,
was great.
both the movies, so
Yeah.
good.
But Woody Harrelson, the whole movie, he's on a hunt for a Twinkie. You know, yeah, we should watch Zombieland. It's been
And
a while
we will
since
get
I've seen
Twinkies.
that. Pardon?
And we'll get Twinkies.
And we'll get I don't love Twinkies. But yeah, let's get a fucking we'll get a box of Twinkies. Better than the not better than the popcorn, but can go along with it. But I think we can obviously agree that there's one thing I want to say negatively about it, but I thought there were some positive things.
Yeah.
We can speak positively on it for a
Absolutely.
moment. Is there anything you want to get off your chest
Oh, so
in the
much.
realm of negativity? Let's hear it.
Okay.
Let's balance. Let's give it two nice
Like,
things.
I do bad things.
You need to say at least one nice thing.
One
about
nice
the movie.
thing?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
bad news sandwich.
Okay, bad news sandwich. Can just be like a fucking shitty sandwich. shit and shit.
Sure.
Okay, nice things also. I think the color grading in this movie, cinema, and I'm not talking about the VFX, I'm just talking about like the camera movement, the angles they chose, I think is the only thing that holds this movie together. Apart from that, if I look at acting, I didn't really like anybody. You can replace anybody with anybody.
Yeah, I agree. Well, that's what it's gonna happen with no names. But considering they're no names, like, how did you feel they did?
Terrible. Because look at Maze Runner. Maze Runner had so many no names.
They had a couple names. The main characters were kind of names.
Even they had the names then.
Well, they had the Newt. Newt was okay, but I like your example. But I think the black guy, Alfie, or whatever his name, Albie. I think he had probably done some work. I know
The short blonde kid, the skinny dude who gets
Newt. Well, he's in Game of Thrones. I had seen him before that movie. Yeah, he's kind of a guy. And the main character, I had not seen him before, but
I think a good movie. But give me the other thing.
But Maze Runner was a much better movie. Like, this wasn't... Maze Runner is to Hunger Games. This is to Percy Jackson. Right? Percy Jackson... And this is under Percy Jackson. Like, Percy Jackson tried to be Hunger Games. And it kind of had the support to get there, but it just wasn't very well done. This is very clear B tier. Like, this is one tier below. So it's like, yeah, they're not gonna... It's not gonna be Maze Runner. Right?
Yeah. You know what's a really good movie that I compare this to? I'm Number 4.
Yeah, that's a great choice.
Right?
Great choice.
Nobody knows who these
fucking
people are, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, that guy. I think that guy was a face. That was like his first like real role. He had shown up. Yeah. And it was kind of no, I wouldn't say it was like. I felt I was gonna say Sorcerer's Apprentice, but that was just like a failure. It should have been better.
I enjoyed that movie.
I thought I watched it again recently, like
3-4 months ago.
Yeah, it just wasn't very good.
Yeah.
For what you would hope it to be.
It doesn't have those well-lit dialogues, and I know this is not a movie that I'm expecting that out of, but what I'm expecting is some cohesion and like some stabilize. Okay, my log line for this movie was Liam. Maybe she just doesn't want to kiss you. Since Liam has met her, all he's done is like hardcore sell himself. Like hardcore, like almost he's just been
immediately
doing that. Like since the whole time. Like he meets him the first time, he's like, oh my god. Then the house scene, then the Twinkie scene. Then he's like almost about to kiss her, and then somebody walks into the room. Every time they're alone, then he gets like super jealous when she's like sharing her secrets with the guy.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you've known this lady a day, a week, a month maybe, calm down. She just realized that she's never going back to her mom. She's been in a camp for so long. You're a fucking superhero. Can you be less annoying?
I agree with you that it was forced exposition, right? And it was a forced romance. But in his defense, in the defense of that character, it's a dystopian film. You guys have this early connection, and they're obviously flirting early on in the movie, right? So it's like, okay, this is an attraction, right? We can kind of pursue this, He saved her, vice versa. They like each other. I didn't enjoy the romance. I thought it was poorly done, but I did like the scene at the motel with the socks. I thought that was really cute, where he brings her socks, and then it's just like super weird. And it's like, why are you giving me socks? It's like, well, yeah, because it's cold. And she's like, but it's summer. Yeah, but you don't want to die. Right? I just thought like that whole dialogue was pretty alright.
There were points like those where I thought the movie would come back, but then the continued I don't think the romance being there was bad. I think romance really adds a good factor.
Gotta have it.
But I mean, Zombieland, Jesse Eisenberg and Emma Stone.
No, it's a perfect
right? They have,
but they took their time with it.
Exactly.
This they just dove in.
Like this guy is just like he's like the fucking Mustang guy. You're like, no, you gotta like give me the way, man.
Yeah, and then the scene with the dress was unnecessary. Again, it was forced, and so here's my biggest issue.
Yeah.
Right, and this wasn't even his fault, but they're in this camp. How long do you think they were in the camp for?
Uh, she's in the camp for probably 10 years.
No, EDO. EDO.
EDO?
Yeah.
Oh, probably like 2 days, 3 days max.
No, with all the training she's doing for powers with Clancy. I feel like that took place over the course of at least a month or so.
Okay, so let's give it a month.
A month. The start of that montage and the development, they get there and on like their first night, they're having a party and they're dancing together. They developed that relationship, and then like there was no further development of their dynamic until they fought in the tent, and like I felt like again they just kind of copped out on like important dialogue.
You know what would have saved this movie if
not making it.
No, I think that would have saved lives, and careers. But if Liam turned out to be the bad guy, right, and he's the good guy, and it's like, and
I thought he was gonna be Slip.
Liam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, when I saw Slip, I was like, no way! He's guys.
He's so white.
He's so white. Slip makes total sense. And also, it makes sense because in the book, Ruby is supposed to be a white girl. And then they casted a black actor for it. But they didn't change it for other characters probably around. And they were like, oh, let's have the super white dude as a villain. Also, he's orange too. And like, well, obviously he's been around and being infected and everything way before people had an idea on what's going on, because he's the president's son. He was being tested on, and then he got his powers, and then he was like, okay, now he's had longer time with cognition of his powers and using his powers, and then he's still looking at this like young blood to like kind of teach her, which also maybe for a story arc makes sense, where it's like this new hero comes in and has this power, but that power is not really well defined. It's like you cut out people, but then they show both of them doing pretty much the same thing all throughout.
Yeah, well, I think I agree. I think, like, in the story arc, like, following the cliche, like, dialogue or dynamic or development there, it's that, you know, she's naturally better, right? She's younger, less experienced, less resourced. She's the underdog, but she has that X factor because she's the one, right? And so she's going to become the
Messiah.
Yeah, exactly. So I felt like that was all right, and like he had the ability to control people without using touch and things of that nature, and he was like kind of training her,
and then she learns too, right, doing that.
Yeah, and I don't think his dynamic throughout the start of like teaching her was to learn from her. I think he like wanted to learn that ability once he knew it was a thing that she had the ability to do. But I think a lot of that dynamic was like he was trying to develop a relationship with her because she was the only other one that was orange, so they were going to be equals. They were going to run the army together.
This also reminds me like so much of what do you call it, Maze Runner in Scorching Trials, where
I don't think I finished it.
You did? Oh,
No.
there's a third.
Yeah,
I think there's a fourth.
I got like halfway through the second one and it just like wasn't
It's
good.
it's not as like not even remotely close as the first one.
Which is a shame because I loved the
You,
first one.
I'll tell you what ruined it for me. It's, this concept of like, okay, I start from a place of confinement. I run away from there from somebody who has like a kind of like a character awakening who kind of helps me get away from there. I go join these group of friends. We get together. One of us is probably gonna die throughout the run of this movie.
You would hope.
And then we go towards a group of people who one of us has like a history with, And then obviously we're like BFFs until we find out, oh, these guys and the guys we were running from initially are working together. And then we have this crazy battle fight, and then we decide, do we want a second part to this movie or not?
Yeah. Well, that actually gives me a question. If there was a sequel, would you watch it?
Yeah. I think, yeah.
So it did a good enough job to interest you in the story?
Yeah, 100%. It like I said, the premise of the movie is fantastic. I really like superheroes. I really like superpowers. I
agree.
Love a world where I love shows like Invincible, Marvel, where like you live in a universe where it's like, okay, superheroes exist. And then you decide to kill them instead. Why?
Well, that happens. They
But
did
yeah.
that in X-Men.
Yeah, but you know what X-Men didn't have? A completely messed up hierarchy of superpowers. Like, this person can move minds, this person can move objects. Like, do you think Jean Grey was stronger or Charles Xavier? It's Jean Grey.
Oh, Charles Xavier is pretty fucking strong. I agree with you. It's Jean Grey. So, okay. So I have that brings me the powers. First of all, the electricity power was fucking lame. Second of all, the smart people should not have been
The bottom.
the bottom.
That's our society right now.
There's just not many of them. The fire breathing motherfuckers. So God, that was just.
I thought they were gonna be so cool. When they landed, I was like, hell yeah. And then they just howl.
Why breathe fire? Like, why breathe fire? Why is that their power? Like, all of the other ones I can kind of understand. They're powers of the brain and the ability to control forces of nature. And you want to, okay, they have the ability to control fire or, like, control energy in a way that allows them to... But why breathe fire?
Well, you would piss fire.
No, you can control fire. You can control energy. You can create explosions and things of that nature. But they're gonna come down.
Yeah.
You know, that's so just fucking lazy for the sake of trying to make it look cool.
But it
did look cool. It did look pretty cool.
For like 3 seconds, and then he throws a shipping container on them, and they all die.
Yeah.
And it's like, you were supposed to be the strongest, just below the main characters of the story.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be like the bad guys.
Power. Yeah.
And like, what about if I have ice cubes and I just like throw ice cubes at you?
And how did they get all these kids to be psychopathic fucking murderers who just drop down from a helicopter and start blowing people up?
So that was one thing I had. I think like that's a very big possibility. If you gave teenagers today like superhero powers that I mean, they don't really understand anything now. But if they had superhero powers, especially like, I'm not talking about like high school, like teenagers or anything, but like adolescents. Oh man, imagine you don't give your kid your phone and he just drills a laser in you.
Yeah, sure, you indoctrinate them from youth and then, okay.
Yeah. So it's like,
I buy
you
that.
get them young. And again, like, premise can, you can have like a darker tone to it, which I'm pretty sure the book would have. To have like an audience, to have a movie like this, and this is where, man, Hollywood is so funny, because a movie like this that starts with like $37 million and then goes on and makes like 40 plus.
Is that what their profit was?
I think so.
Yeah, 1.5.
Something like that. Yeah, 41 point cutting up. Yeah, 41.1 million. Okay, fun time. My favorite thing about this movie, if you...
It ended.
I am not gonna bother. I think that is perfect. It did ended. I was so happy. I was like, yay. That fight towards the end, when him and Ruby and Clancy are going at it. Bro, have you seen a Bollywood fight? You know, Chain Kuliki
I've seen
Man
one.
Kuliki. That did better.
Yeah.
Because she, like, he has guys who he controls, and then she has guys who he controls.
That was
Right? And then it's like they walk, they just like, everybody just walks. It's not like,
it's like a turn-based card game. It was like,
play a fucking video game. It's like you go, and when you see an enemy, you're already shooting. You're not gonna wait till you get in perfect line and you like shoot, and then this guy dodges, then he gets in their head and they go shoot, and she just walks ahead and they all shoot each other. It's like, what?
and then they end up just fighting each other head to head. I mean, come on. But I will say, I thought the final battle was okay from the scene when they start kind of in like the airport hangar, and you know they're all there and they're like, oh shit, they're gonna swarm us, and so you know, and they start beating down on Liam, and then she gets Bellic to kill himself.
Yeah.
Right, that's fucking solid.
That's
right, girl knocks the lights out. That's believable. Then it starts the thing. And then, okay, she pulls down the helicopter down on them. Like, I felt like the entire, you know, I felt like it went all right.
I didn't like how she, you know, when he comes to her towards the end, and then he's talking to her and being like, yeah, I told you, we could have ruled the world together. And then he's like, no, you listen to me. And then she goes down on one knee.
Mm-hmm.
And then she gets the helicopter people to kind of come in and crash. That VFX, I think, very nicely done. That felt really smooth.
Yeah,
and
I thought that was fine.
it was like really good because you see him kind of like duck down and go under a wall of dirt. And I had to like, I saw that scene like a couple of times. I was trying to find a way where I could see where like the wall just shows up in a frame, but I couldn't find that. Instead, it's just like him like ducking and going away, and then the dirt just takes over.
So it did well. It did well.
It did well.
And then they resolved the movie, and I thought the resolution of the film was fine. I thought that, you know, she sends the guy on his way. That's a fine choice. You know, I'm a fan of them killing off the main character. They're not going to do that here. And obviously they're going to meet each other in, you know, future stories and everything. But she sends off the guy to you know, be alone. She takes on the leading position in the rebellion. They go to the, you know, stadium. They set up the second film. I was okay with the ending.
Yeah.
I thought the ending was solid. Like, a lot of the time, especially in a shitty movie like this, it's going to have a really shitty ending. I thought it was totally alright.
Oh, hey, that is silver lining.
Silver lining. Now, here's my problem. It's based on a multi-part series. I don't like when they make a movie like this that's clearly bad, but they still set it up to have a sequel. Like a sequel that it's so unlikely to get.
Yeah.
Because then they just don't resolve the story. And not only do they not resolve the story, but they don't take enough time to expand on the story in the first movie.
Yeah.
And they never did that.
And people want to know. And it's like people will then go read the book, or people like me who don't usually read a lot will just like go get an audiobook or just not get it at all. And yeah, because the book, and oh man, I personally not a big fan of like books being turned into movies. I think
It's because it's never done well.
James Bond
Okay.
done well. Lord of the Rings
Okay.
done well. But for the most part, no. They always struggle to attach that feelings and kind of build that same emotion. Because, like, books like, I've read Percy Jackson. Terrible movie.
Great books.
Fantastic books.
Yeah.
Right? Then they made the new Percy Jackson TV show. Again, bad. And it's like, then it's like you're abusing the audience, basically. It's like these people are not a fan of your work. These people are a fan of this book and this story and these characters. And now you come in with the promise of like, hey, we're bringing your personal favorite characters onto the screen. And the least as a fan I expect you to do is actually put in the time to represent that. Like one of the reasons Last of Us did so good was like they didn't change anything from the video game. That's why Halo did not work at all, because the first episode he takes off his mask.
Does he really?
Yeah, and it's like the whole thing about Chief is like, no, you keep the mask on.
You can't.
And it's like.
But then you do occasionally get hits. You do occasionally get something that does it really well. And what about Aragon?
Terrible movie.
I know, but you would really hope that they get that right.
And I think it's this genre, the youth to adult male movies. What? Youth to adult males.
Mind running away from you. You're thinking about after the podcast.
Yeah, it's the youth adult films, and what's really nice about these films is they're a big stepping stone for the upcoming talent to kind of just put themselves out there. Because somebody who's like in film, a lot of young kid actors who start out, these are the movies this do.
Yeah.
And these are honestly I don't dislike this genre at all. I think it's a really nice genre because it brings me back to okay, I'm not going in here to expect a masterpiece. I'm just looking to burn 1.5 hours of my day doing this, and I'll watch it. But I would prefer that 1.5 hours spent laughing and in enjoyment instead of being like, bro, stop talking to her. No.
Why doesn't the Asian girl speak?
Huh?
Why doesn't the Asian girl talk? They never explained that.
Yeah.
And that was cliche as fuck.
That's super cliche. And I thought the second Asian girl who shows up as for the red, right? I thought she was her friend. Because remember when Ruby touches her when they're sleeping, and Ruby touches her hand by mistake, and then she watches Zoo like all running to the wall, and they get shot down with a car, and then there's this one kid who's kind of in the back laying out. And I think that's again like the book would have mentioned that, but then the story doesn't, and the audience is like, wait, I can see that. Can you talk? Can you go back? I just want to see that.
They get lazy. They skip over like key plot details, and then they just leave these gaping obvious holes in there. It's like it shouldn't be so clearly poorly done.
Not at all. It's so bad that for the most, I think, I can't say for everyone, but for the most part, for most people, this movie is the worst on their IMDb or Rotten Tomato page.
I wouldn't put it that low. But would you rewatch it?
Huh?
Would you
never
rewatch it?
No, never. This is going hardcore, one-time watch. Never. I'm happy I saw it.
What would you rate it? What would you rate it?
Rate it? I think I'm gonna give it a 4.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's around what I was thinking.
Yeah, I think 4 is what if it deserves that. I don't want to go with like too bad because I think there were like
4 is pretty bad.
Yeah, 4 is pretty bad. I would spend money at a theater to go watch it.
4, I think you're right. But if I had to give it a rating that's like not strictly terrible, I don't even want to give it a 6. Like I don't want to give it above a 6. It deserves below a 6. It's like a 4.5 to a 5.5. I hated it. I didn't hate it. I found it fun still. Sort of, kind of, not really. It was so poorly done. I like anything with superpowers. Any more of it that I can get.
Sound was bad in this movie. That's something I noted down. Especially the chase scenes. There's no... They didn't really feel like there were stakes in hand. There was just like... Yeah, just people driving really fast and this guy with the back door open is just like...
Yeah, well, I mean, you can tell in a movie like this that's just being overly cliche that's how it's going to go. You know what my biggest problem with it was? I mentioned a few weeks ago, I was talking about Quarantine and the trailer of the movie, how they show the last 30 seconds of the movie. So, first of all, motherfucker, the trailer of the movie, or the poster of the movie, is Liam forgetting her.
Yeah.
Which is the last 10 seconds of the goddamn movie. That's their literal poster. Liam forgets her. So, first of all, you know that there's going to be a romance there. Second of all, in the trailer, they show the two of them sitting on the bed. So you know the whole time while watching this movie, he's going to get beat up. You know the whole time watching this movie, they're going to end up together. So you never have to worry about her and Clancy.
Yeah.
You know the whole time during this movie, you haven't seen that scene, right? Where they're in a nice established house. So, you know, they spend the whole time looking for this camp. Then they get to the camp. This house doesn't exist in that camp. So you know the movie is not going to end in that camp. So you know something's going to happen. And then fuck.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Good poster though.
It would get I would watch it based on that.
It was so misleading. Okay, The Darkest Mind. I saw a glimpse of the trailer, and I have a movie which is close to, not even close to this concept, but a very similar, not even a similar vibe, but it is something like kids with superheroes. But it is very well done. It's called The Chronicle. If you've heard of it.
Wait, yeah, with it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great fucking movie.
That's
the found footage movie.
Huh?
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah, that's.
Do you talk about favorite superhero powers?
I like the green. I feel like they miss a huge opportunity by not letting anyone just go like this. Yeah. I really wanted that once.
At least the
I respect that they didn't, but
I would have gone telekinesis. I'm a big fan of telekinesis. I think that's so cool. You can move objects with your mind. You can, because then you can just do anything. And we can you have brain power. Okay, let's throw a rock at you.
But I like telekinesis when they get smart with it. When they find a way to have the guy make himself fly because he's lifting chunks of ground and he's bending poles to constrict somebody, and they get smart. You know, it's not I'm just gonna huck a tree at you.
Those kids at the mall, I think that was my favorite scene.
The which?
The kids at the mall.
Yeah.
You know, they're jumping and he's catching him, and then they lift Ruby and all up, and then they throw them in a mall, and they're like, hey! It's like, what?
But then they cap off that scene with, oh wait, they're just kids. We thought you were the League, and it's like, you didn't get the fact that they were kids when you saw them using their superpowers? It is a counter to your superpowers?
Oh, well, the League also has kids. They might be using those kids as superpowers.
I was thinking that earlier. But it just, okay. But also they fall so slowly. And they just use it as an excuse to get the girl and guy to lie on top of each other.
Yeah. I really forgot about this. When she wears the red dress and comes out and he's like, wow, I haven't seen a girl in a dress in a while.
Or anybody in a dress.
Whoa, what are you saying, dude? This also is also something I picked up. You know how when they have the sock scene, and then she comes out, she sits by him, and then he's talking about something, and then he mentions oh yeah, you'd be Hermione or Ginny Weasley, and I'll be Harry Potter, right? And I was okay, forced pop culture reference again, but also, which camp in the fucking world does this Harry Potter show?
Yeah. Really?
I mean, it doesn't sound too bad if you've got Harry Potter and you've got superhero powers. Maybe those doctors are not wrong and you need help.
And why was the choice to respond to kids with powers to imprison them?
Right? Because I think that's the best solution they have for most things. Let's put them all together. He'll torture them until one of them escapes and then kills them all. And then we'll have the Avengers come save us.
What do you think they could have replaced the electricity power with?
Electricity. Ooh, I've been thinking about this a lot. I want to say... I had, like... Not earth control, but like seismic activity. The thing. Kind of like create like earthquakes. Because that's what I thought it would be when we see that girl who's there and she's holding that cup and she's just shaking it in the beginning of the movie. I was gonna have like some really cool powers. When I realized that...
So just like earthbending?
Yeah,
just
sure. Earthbending would be like super sick.
Sure. I think it also plays into the theme of like controlling the elements. Yeah. What about like self-regeneration or invisibility? I feel like
invisibility would be good.
What about what would it be? The ability to self-multiply?
Yeah, like duplicate?
Yeah, that could be an okay one. But maybe if one of them dies, you like lose a limb. Because like, you have to like use a part of yourself to...
Yeah. Because that's what Duplicate does in Invincibles. She's like always has a clone in a safe spot.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Smart girl. Yeah.
And because it makes sense. You go fight, it would be pretty crazy. But the fact that there's only 5 superhero powers.
No.
Right.
Fuck off.
One of them is useless. Like one is like you're a nerd. The greens.
I think that's fine. I think that's good. Super intelligence? Sure. Why not?
In a world where people are spitting fire?
Well, but just, vice versa. Why are people spitting fire in a world where there are people with super intelligence?
Yeah, because those super smart kids get bullied by kids who throw fire.
Okay, so they both belong.
Yeah.
Good and the bad.
Yeah,
I think the super intelligence belongs a hell of a lot more than the ability to breathe fire.
Yeah.
Why does that happen? They breathe fire because they need a cool villain.
Yeah. They kind of copied... I wonder if this is the inspiration from Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
2013. 2013, and that came 2018.
5 years before? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it could be, because they have like...
I wonder if the powers are different in the book.
I think they're the same.
Yeah.
Because they just have like the name change. But what's really cool is... I was reading a fun fact about the movie that the names they have for people in cast members, like all the actors who were in the film, sorry, not the actors, the characters, they're all color related names.
Are they?
Yeah, so it's like the girl who plays Judy, her full name is like Red, acronym.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So it's like some way or the other, it's like a substitute or something. So the author, I think, has done such a good job, and that's why this movie made more money than it was spent, right? Because people would have gone and seen this movie, like they go and watch Percy Jackson and be like, okay, I'm gonna do it, and then you come home and be like, I don't know, I can't go to, because I know I'm going to go to work the next day, and all my friends are going to ask me, because I've been talking about this movie the whole time, because it's my favorite book, and then they're going to ask me, how is it? And I'm going to shoot them.
You're going to deny it ever existed, like we do with Aragon and the Airbender live action.
Yeah. Or you do what I do. Tell them it's awesome.
Before we wrap, here's your shot to direct the show. Got a movie you want us to cover? Something underrated, overhyped, or just weird as hell? Let us know in the comments and we might feature it in an upcoming episode.
If you enjoyed hanging with us, hit follow. Leave us a 5-star rating. Or just scream our podcast name out of your car window.
What's behind the scenes?